Let's just run for you in the post.
Oh, alright, thanks. You still owe me 20 quid, I ain't forgotten. I wonder who this is from then. It's from EA Sports. Dear Fuzzball40, we would like to offer you a job on our content team here at EA Sports FIFA 21. Wow, that's a lot of zeros. Nah, but I can't turn my back on my community. No, not chasing the dollar no matter what happens. I've got my morals. Surely no one would turn their back on a community like that. Surely no one. Banter. Alright guys, before we get into this video, I want to talk to you about Futtrading.co.uk. It's a website run by myself and V273 where we help you guys to make millions of coins on FIFA every single month. I know you guys mentioned that I talk about it a lot in my videos, but the reason for that is the website helps allow us both to be full-time, and it means I'm able to bring out 3, sometimes 4 videos a day on YouTube because I can pay for an editor and give those who can't afford the website as many trading tips as I possibly can do. £10 a month gets you access to Tier 1, which gives you buying and selling prices for silver cards, special cards, icons and Thursday flips. Tier 2 is £15 a month. It includes all of Tier 1 and access to live filters, our ChemStar area, which is extremely effective right now, hundreds of thousands of coins being made every day from there, and our fluctuation area where we monitor the market for lows and highs, allowing you to make as much coins as possible. So make sure you check it out. But for now, let's get into the video. Yo, what is up guys? Welcome back to a new video with me, Fuzzball40. As always, if you're new around here, make sure you subscribe down below. The channel is growing at a ridiculous rate of knots at the moment. We've just hit 14k. We're already nearly halfway to 15k. It's been utterly incredible. Thank you so much for all the kind words you guys have been saying in the comment section. Please do comment down below. I try to reply to every comment if I can. And make sure you smash that like button. Let's try and get this video up to 50 likes. It massively helps channels to keep growing and moving forward. This is your morning upload. It is usually League SBC Method to Glory. Those of you that know this channel know at the moment I'm trying to craft. I'm going to craft Fernando Torres for free using League SBC Method. But because I am still unassigned and a million coins worth of silvers, at the moment I'm focusing on getting them sold for the evening videos, which is meant to be 1 to 5 mil, and that will be coming soon. But what I am trying to do is put as many videos on the channel at the moment as I can for you guys to make coins. The reason I'm doing this is Team of the Year is coming soon, and I want you guys to stack your clubs up with coins, because there is a way when Team of the Year comes that you guys can open up packs for free by buying certain cards and then listing them up, making profit from those and using some of the cards you bought to open packs up with. I'll explain that in a further video. But as many coins as you guys can make is important to me, and that's why we are here. And don't forget, in the evening, midnight upload, the late upload is always the content. So at the moment, I'm banging out upgrade packs as much as I can for you guys so you can see whether they're worth doing. But this video it leads on from the chem style trading I've shown you guys before. You guys love those videos. You've been doing the method and making a lot of coins very, very easily by using that method. But what we're going to focus on today is specifically looking at position changes and why position changes are so effective with trading with. We're not going to forget about the chem style stuff. We've talked about it a lot, and it's still relevant in every single aspect of trading that you do. Always look for a hunter or a shadow on a card. It will always boost the value of that card significantly. No more so than when we're talking about trading with players who have had their position changed because people are lazy and you can sell them for a huge amount more coins. So what do we mean when we talk about trading with position change cards? The most important aspect of this you need to remember is the 2 most expensive position changes you can have is when you take a striker and put them into midfield, and a midfielder and you put them into striker. Because the conversion cards that go from a striker down to a centre midfielder and centre midfielder up to a striker are the most expensive conversion cards out there. And so when we're talking about buying these cards and selling these players, they're the sort of places you want to be looking. You don't really care about right wing to right wing back or left wing to left mid. They do make more money, but I don't focus on those. So what we're going to do today is we're going to show you guys to look at how to look at meta cards, how to work out what cards are going for, and then how to buy and how to price these cards. So without further ado, we're going to start by looking at a few cards that I've just been looking at right now on my main account to give you an idea. So the first card I want to show you is Fred. Now you guys know he's one of my favourite cards to trade with this year. He's extremely meta at the low end, and a lot of people use him in their teams, especially new people that have just got the game. Now Fred at the moment is selling for 3,200 coins on the market. That's his standard price. If we take Fred with a striker, however, at the moment on the market, there are no Fred with strikers below 5,400 coins at all. So, you know when we talk about chemistry style and we see maybe 1,000 or 1,500 coin gap, that gap is even more pronounced when we look at position change cards because they're even more rare. Very few people tend to move their Fred to striker. They tend to just fit him in. Only certain people that really want chem are going to do that with Fred. So yes, these cards can be harder to pick up at times, but they are also a hell of a lot more profitable. So your guys' aim realistically here is to look for cards like Fred. I'm going to give you a few other names now as well, and find out the gaps on them. And what you want to do when you get this thing here, you get this card here, you want to add him to your transfer targets. You want to see if he's selling for that price. So you've got one at 5.4, you've got one at 6.4. We're going to add both these transfer targets and we're going to see what they do. Now, in my opinion, this 5.4 is actually too cheap. And the reason why I say that is because he's got a position change on him and he's got a shadow on him. So I'm going to go ahead and buy this card purely because I know I can sell that Fred for 7,000 coins overnight. I do it a lot of my nights. I'll list him up now for 6,500 coins. I guarantee you that card will sell. But that's because I know what I'm doing. I'm allowing for it. For you guys, when you first start doing this, that's not what I would do. Then we're going to look at some more. So, for example, Musa Sissoko. If we look at an example of Musa Sissoko, let's find out again what he's currently selling for. We'll just get rid of that. So, Sissoko at the moment, it's going to be somewhere about 4k. That's where he tends to sit quite consistently, but we'll have a little look. He's exactly 4k. It's almost as if I know what I'm doing. He's exactly 4,000 coins. Again, I'm going to look at him with Striker. He usually doesn't have quite the same gap that Fred has because he's quite a popular card. So, as you can see here, he's got a gap on him at the moment of 5,500. Now, there's a big thing to think about with this Sissoko here. Someone is trying to control this market on the Sissokos because they've mass listed every single one for hours and hours and hours. And so this is one that I would probably avoid at the current state of play. Not that you wouldn't have to buy him and be able to sell him, because I'm quite vindictive. Someone that's done this and gone and listed loads of them up together, I go and buy a load and stick him at 5,400 just to annoy them. But we know that he's selling for 5,500 on the market. That's what he's at. And so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip around my filters like usual, and I'm going to see what is available for me to bid on. And I'm going to throw a bid on absolutely everything here that's under the hour. So this is all under the hour, throw a bid on that, throw a bid on that. That one there will leave for now. And we want to pick them up on buys and on bids. Now, you can literally do the same method that I've done before, where I've shown you where you get 4,000. It's 4,001 now. That's a striker, that's why. Get rid of that. And then you can do twofold here. You can pick up the ones that pop with a shadow on them, because they make you profit anyway. And then you can compare price back out. I mean, these are both very good deals. Why? How did that not get picked up? Again, easy profit. We'll take it. You can compare price back out and hope that Sissoko's pop with Striker. Now, do I think that's the most effective use of your time here? No, not in my opinion, it isn't. In my opinion, what you want to do is be filling up your transfer targets with bids, because that's far, far better. But we've got Sissoko there. We're going to list up this one here. I know he sells for about 5k, give or take, with a shadow on him. And then we'll list this one up for 4, because we just bought him. So a bit of profit on those, which is good. So I've got the Sissoko sat there now. I'm bidding on them. I know about 5.5k for Sissoko. I'm then going to change my to a new one and think about who else can I look at. So I looked at Fred, I looked at Sissoko. Now I'm going to look at Alan. I'm going to look at Alan, see what Alan's selling for a standard, which at the moment is... Let's have a little look. 5,600 is the cheapest one there. Maybe a little more. 5.7, 5.6, 5.7 is where Alan currently is. I'll then do the same thing again. I'll look at him with a striker on him. And I'll go, okay, cool. So the cheapest with striker at the moment is 7,600. Added to transfer targets. I want to know if this Alan is going to sell. It's important for me to know if this Alan is selling at that price before I get too excited. And then I'll go again, and I'll go Alan, and I'll flick it down. And I will just go up here and see what we've got available to bid on. And we've got literally one card. So I'll bid on him, and add him to my transfer targets, and I'll deal with him later on. Now that's how we pick them up. And then you can change it up now. We can go, okay, cool, let's go Marcos Llorente, for example. Relatively meta card, he's striker. Actually, let's go a different way of doing this. Let's go Gabriel Jesus. So let's now go striker down into midfield. So here in the midfield, it changes. We can pick up cams, CMs, or CDMs. Either one is fine. All of them do very similar things. And what we're going to do again is check what Gabriel Jesus is selling for. At the moment, he's quite inflated right now. He's very inflated right now. Evidently, Christmas guys coming on have seen his price rise. What is going on here? So Gabriel Jesus right now, unbelievably, is 9,500 coins. Now I want to find out what he sells for with a cam, a CM, or a CDM. So Gabriel Jesus cam. At the moment, because he's so high, there isn't that big a gap on him. Does that mean that I'm not going to buy these cards? No, it does not. Because overnight, these cards can go up in price quite significantly. Do I advise you guys going to buy a Gabriel Jesus with cam on him? No, I wouldn't. I want there to be a 2 or 3k gap for you guys. It's going to be far better for you to make profit out of. So something like a Gabriel Jesus right now, I wouldn't use if I was you guys. For me personally, I know I can see a rise in him 12, 13k overnight, if anything. But you get the idea. You stack up the players, you put them in your transfer targets, you bid on them. And now even still as well, with Gabriel Jesus here, what I might go and do is just see what his bids he's got on with a cam. And there are some bids here, so I could probably throw a bid on there. I could throw a bid on there. And the cam hunters are extremely important. Do not forget the value that you get with an extra hunter or a shadow on a card. Don't ever forget that. But let's go CM again. Let's have a little look and see what we're doing CM. They can be very similar sort of price. Let's put 8,000 on him, see what he does. And you get the idea. You get the idea, and that's not a problem. Now, once you pick these cards up, let's have a look at transfer list quickly. Both those two are gone. Once you pick these cards up, and they're doing that, do not panic if they don't sell straight away. It's completely fine. Because what will happen, as these cards come on, some people will undercut you, and some people will do whatever, and you might sit there panicking, going, oh, the market's coming down on these cards. Now, if you see mass listing of loads of Fred suddenly 500 coins underneath you, then it would be worth lowering your price down. However, if you see one or two undercuts, just chill. Because, again, as I've always told you guys, the best time to sell cards is usually overnight. There's a lot less supply overnight because Europe's asleep, America's just getting home from work, Australia's at work. Overnight UK time is the best time to sell these cards. And in the exact same way that special cards rise overnight, position change cards do the exact same thing, if anything to a higher degree. Because there aren't so many players like Fred with strikers. You've just seen on the transfer market, there aren't that many. Fred with striker and hunter, for example. If I'm going to buy a card and I'm thinking, right, I want Fred and I want him to have a shadow on him, I might go onto transfer pile and I might go Fred. And then I might go, I don't know, striker. Let's go striker on Fred. Then chemistry style shadow. And I'll search this whole thing and see what he actually is selling for striker shadow. And I see 7,000 coins. Now, if I'm thinking, right, I've got to pay 3,000 for the Fred as it is anyway, possibly 3,000 for a shadow on him, arguably 2 to 3k plus, if not more, for position change, I'll go and buy that Fred. If I really want that Fred, I'll go and buy it. Moreover, if I'm doing that at midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning when I'm on the game and there's only 3 of them on there, I've not really got much choice. Because either I'm causing myself more cost by doing it myself, or there's only 3 cards. So list them for an hour every single time you are on the game, without fail. But then overnight list them for 12 hours when you're not on the game. If you come off the game at midnight, list them for 6 hours. If you come off at 8 o'clock at night, list them for the 12 hours. They will sell. And the market's only going to dip in that between now and the end of the week, between now and like Wednesday. We're going to get a lot of supply, market will dip. And into Weekend League, it rockets with it. There was Sissoko's going for 10k over the weekend with striker and shadow on them. So even if you hold them for a little bit now, they will rise into Weekend League either way. So let's sum up what we need to be doing here. We need to be looking for low-end meta cards. And by low-end meta cards, I'm talking the likes of Fred, Sissoko, Aaron Wan-Bissaka doesn't count as fullback. Rodrigo does well for it. Gabriel Jesus, Marcos Llorente, Conrad Lema, Dennis Zakaria. Those sort of cards are the cards we're looking at. Very good, usable Valverde as well. Very good, usable cards that people will need to use in their team, especially the guys who've just got a game at Christmas. And we're looking to pick them up with position changes on them. We want to check the price of the position change gap before we buy anyone. To check Fred standardly, then check him with position change. That's our gap right there. That is what we're working with. So when we're bidding and buying, that is how we work it out. We then buy these cards and we list them up. However, we try to buy these cards with shadows or hunters on them as much as possible, but it does not matter if you don't get them with that on it. You can still sell them for a huge amount of profit, no matter what happens. We then list them up for an hour at a time, making sure not to panic at any point. They will eventually sell. You just have to keep relisting and allow the market to rise in them and allow them to come off the market. It's good to try and keep in control of 3 or 4 players. You can try and pick up all the cards that pop for them. It means you're controlling the market on that card at striker, shadow, whatever it is, for the moment that you are doing that. It makes it a lot easier to sell. If we don't sell them, we do not panic. We list them overnight again. It's a really easy, efficient way to do it because you're sleeping and making coins while you sleep. And that really is this method, and that's all it is. Do not get too hung up on the shadow hunter element of this. You do want to pick them up with shadows or hunters on them, but position changes just sell full stop. In the same way that you might pick up Sissoko with a shadow at CM, picking up Sissoko with a striker has the exact same effect as that. But picking up with a striker and picking up striker and a shadow card, suddenly that makes a massive difference. That adds a huge amount of value to that card. People are lazy. They will buy those cards for value. I can promise you that now. The 5,500s there with Sissoko will slowly be taken off the market. Unless I decide right now to go and buy those Sissokos and undercut the guy that's doing that for 7 to 12 hours with his lazy trading. But hopefully you guys go out and do this. Go out and do it right now. Go out and make coins. That's all I'm here for, is to help you guys make as many coins as possible. Like I say, if you're new around here, make sure you subscribe down below. It does make the channel help grow. It's massive. It's honestly huge. The growth we've had recently has been utterly ridiculous, and I'm extremely thankful for every single one of you that watches my videos, that likes my videos, and comments on my videos. It does mean the world to me. But for now, lads, I am out. Peace out. I'll speak to you soon.